I think this is our intro.
What the heck is the date
really,
today?
I think this is very
It's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Oh my God.
Here we go.
You're listening to the Leafs Power Dump, February 14th. That's Valentine's Day edition. Oh, mwah.
For the lovers of the Leafs.
Leaf lovers.
What'd you guys think of the two games against the Habs?
I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was pretty good hockey. Kind of went back and forth. It was all right. And we won. We came out, I thought the first period of the first game, we looked like we had forgotten what we were doing. And then got our rhythm and then decided we needed to win it. And they did.
It was sort of like the games were like these like mirrors of each other in a way. They came out, they got that early goal. Yeah. I was kind of like, oh, this doesn't look good. And then we kept picking up the pace and playing better and better and better. And then it was exactly the reverse last night.
The one shot, one goal was pretty disheartening. I was impressed they didn't just that didn't just completely torpedo them.
Yeah, that's again what good teams do. They bounce back from that, I guess, right? So
yeah.
Second game just seemed like kind of boring.
Yeah.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. First one was more exciting, but they weren't the games I was expecting. Like I think maybe that's because there's no Wayne Simmons out there causing a ruckus, that's come up a few times, but I don't know. I was expecting to be a bit more intense.
I thought we had them shut down really well the first two periods. I mean, they went into the second period with what, 7 shots or 8 shots, something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they came out of the second period a couple shots up on us. They started to push harder, and we seemed to, not be as focused or something. And then the third period, it just the last 2 minutes was hard to watch. They couldn't make that extra man. They never got that extra.
Although
man
Matthews clearly would be an excellent backup goalie with those two beauty ball hockey saves that he made. Those were great. Like just kicking it out, boop. So Hutchinson's got to be nervous about that because right now they've got Matthews is gone from just playing, in his own in the forward zone. Now he's doing 200-foot game. He's on penalty kill. He's killing it in faceoffs. He's leading the league in goals, and now he's got like a save percentage as well. So
that's probably rivaling Hutchinson.
He's just out there. He's like, we're going to lose this game, but I really need to put in some more points for the Hart trophy. So goaltending. Patrice Bergeron's not doing that.
I don't know. Montreal's a pretty fast team, actually. They've got a lot of energy. They've got a good discipline as well, too. They don't get in the box a lot. They don't get caught up in that side of the game. So I was actually surprised. I think they came out in the first period of game one and tried to put it to us, almost like, hey, we got speed. We're going to, stay close checking and stay on top of you. And they managed to do that for the whole first period. When that break came, it's almost like that kind of threw them off their game and gave the Leafs a little bit of breath to come back in and fight at it. And then the second game just seemed to be lower energy between both teams. But you're right, John, like these guys, they kind of fell asleep a bit. And the Habs seemed to have that energy that carried them through all the way to the end. And I'm not saying the Leafs really laid back, but it just didn't seem like they had the same kind of jump. So, you got to say something for the Habs pace. They know what it's going to take to beat the Leafs. Stay on top of them. Don't give them any room, Well,
you can't win them all, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Paul, you just said the Habs stay out of the box. That's because the refs don't call penalties on the Habs. They just don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They get the benefit of the doubt, man.
Never have.
Never have. Not since like 1972. Like it really, officiating has still been a little bit suspect, I think, with what constitutes a hit from behind. That seems those still to be happening. And
there was quite a few muggings along the boards.
The one they did call though was you had to kind of call it was Toffoli actually piggybacking on Dermott. That was
he jumped onto his back. He hopped up, grabbed onto him, and then was like, "Oh, this isn't part of the game, right? I'm not allowed to do this." Yeah,
that wasn't the like I'm trying to get around you one. That was it was like piggybacking.
The commentator was like, "Oh, you can see he tries to sidestep a hit. What hit? He was catching the guy."
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It was weird. It was very weird. Carey Price, though, he's the reason we didn't come up with it. Matthews and Martin are both 9 or 10 shots.
I think last night that game changes if Price. I mean, Jake Allen's a good goalie too. Like they've got the Habs have a great 1-2 goaltending tandem, but I think without Price making a couple of those saves early on when we were peppering them, all of a sudden it's 2-0 or 3-0. They're deflated and they're chasing the game, and it's showing that we're really good when teams have to chase us because we keep the puck. We play a great game of keep away.
Yeah.
So if we can get the lead, some of that stuff on Wednesday was phenomenal. When they were analyzing how we were cycling it through their zone, and just you could see their defenders sort of who am I supposed to cover? Where's my guy?
This to me is the biggest change. I don't know if it's, the new coaching or what, but the game of possession, circling back even in the defensive zone to make sure that it's built up properly, not dumping it in if there's not an option there. And it's a cycle game, but it's not a low cycle game. It's like a high mid-cycle game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the defense just kind of, and Bieksa said at I think the first intermission, the hits were something like, 20 for the Habs and 1 for the Leafs. And he said, well, that's because the Leafs have the puck the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nobody's hitting when they don't have the puck.
That also seemed inflated. The totals at the end were something like 46-19. And I was like, I watched that whole game. So what constituted a hit? Was it like that? Or it didn't seem like there was. It was definitely more on the Habs side. But
so we got the officiating. We have statisticians. We have a deep state issue in the NHL right now.
I think you're right.
Totally.
Down to,
absolutely.
The jealousy of the Toronto Maple Leafs dominance is getting a little bit obvious.
Yeah.
This is L-Anon territory right here.
Exactly. Imagine if we played Boston, what sort of conspiracies would be going on?
Yeah, or Washington, when you get the Capitol and all those people involved.
Oh, man. Put us on the ice with them. We'll storm the Capitals. Too soon?
Wow, we got hacked.
Someone's cutting into our feed.
Oh, we lost John.
Oh no. We'll try and get John back. I'm hearing. No, we've lost John.
What are they saying in the truck?
Are you there, John? Yeah.
I can't reach the truck.
Can we try and get John back? Yeah, try and get him. I don't know. He just went off. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I was frozen there for a while and then crashed out.
Kind of like Jake Muzzin. Yeah, TJ didn't have a good game last night. There was a couple of things where he was weak behind the net, and then on that play with the tip in front of the net as well too. I think he could have been more on top of it. So but guys are going to have good games and bad games, and those are the opportunities that the other team gets, you lose.
Yeah. I noticed that Gallagher goal. Reilly got beat on a puck battle again. Not quite the way he did in the Edmonton game with Draisaitl, but he didn't get to it first and then couldn't contain the guy when he got it. And that's just something in his game that I've noticed a couple times this year. Again, we're not going to win every game, and Reilly's had some really, really great games overall. But I'm not sure. It seems to be a little bit relaxed in his step a couple times, and it's cost a turnover.
On the roster, Thornton is no longer listed as injured reserve.
Yeah, he's looks like next week they said to come back, from what I understand.
Where would you slot him in?
Exactly. Where do you slot him in?
Well, we need a backup goalie.
Well, there's a couple theories popping around. You put him back with Matthews and Marner because they're flying, but are they flying because Hyman's there? But if that's the case, also, do you put Hyman on with Kerfoot and Vesey, possibly to get that line going, because it seems like there's a lot of hustle in that third line, but not a lot of closure. My brother called Kerfoot the new Mark Osborne of the team.
Maybe. Yeah, I see some similarities there.
Yeah, and kudos to Kerfoot. He's been working his ass off. His level of commitment. And I almost feel like if he was actually the Hyman of the third line, and he had a different setter, like if he was playing that wing role and doing puck recovery, and then maybe Thornton plays center there.
Keith said an interesting thing about how, there's so many guys who can put the puck in the net that some of the lines he's really focusing on just, possession, grinding them down, like the stuff they're doing off the puck. They're not causing any opportunities for the other team. Obviously we want everyone to put the puck in the net, but we got a lot of that going on.
Well, and speaking of puck going in the net, puck possession, people working hard, all that sort of stuff. One of our favorite little touch points for the podcast, and since you dropped him from your fantasy team, Ilya Mikheyev got his first goal of the season.
Huzzah, Mikheyev!
He's that
you
good,
scored. Yeah, Mikheyev pops one in.
Yeah.
Marner finally breaks his drought against Montreal.
Yeah,
Marner's never scored against Montreal. 17 games.
It's clear what I should do is pick up Leafs for my team, drop them, and then they'll
score.
Then they can blossom.
Yeah, exactly. No, pick up Kerfoot for a little bit.
Playing like he should score. Like, like he puts in, he gets these opportunities and stuff like that. The thing that I was concerned with is that, does he have scoring touch? So, we'll see. Hopefully this is the thing that he needed as far as confidence goes, to see if he can get that touch. But he puts himself in the opportunity to score so many times. It's frustrating when he doesn't. So, I hope that picks up for him, because he's got skills in all the other different areas. So.
Would you say he's the fastest skater we've got currently? Because, he seems to reel in anybody who's skating away from him.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of speed on the team.
Vesey's fast. Kerfoot's fast, but Mikheyev always seems to, I think it was Wednesday's game, actually. I don't even know who he was chasing down. But he, at the red line, he was 2 strides back, and he caught him, stepped around him, and stripped him of the puck before they hit the end boards.
He's fast, no doubt. It's funny. I don't see Vesey. I think he's fast, certainly faster than any of us. But
Zamboni's faster than I am. That's not there's no win there.
Before that, what was it? Kapanen last year maybe was probably the fastest. He's all flash and no finish.
But there's guys that are surprising. That's true. It's surprising with Hyman is faster than you think. He's always beating guys to the puck, right? I think I think people just underrate his speed big time. Mikheyev is fast for sure, and he has been working his ass off. But to go back to the Vesey thing, I don't know what's going on there. What have we got in that guy? I think that's one of the bigger question marks of a guy who's sitting on the third line, and I'm not sure what's happening.
He seems kind of tradable, replaceable, right? You could put Patan up there, or Engvall, or any of those guys, Robertson. If you want to bring him back and maybe move him if there's a team interested.
Well, when you have Simmons, Robertson, and Thornton all healthy, where does Vesey fit in?
Yeah.
I didn't want to take you off topic, but I was thinking about that line. What if you said that it was Spezza, Thornton, and Simmons? Probably the funnest line on the Leafs if you did that.
Yeah.
The graveyard shift.
I thought you were going to say Robertson, Thornton, and Simmons when they come back, and they just treat that as a line. The kid with these two wily, a kid who's got a bullet of a shot with a veteran who can pass through anybody, and another guy who's smashing the shit out of everybody. That'd be an interesting
line.
Fifth line.
Yeah, why cycle 4 when you can have 5?
Exactly.
They just extend the bench into the timekeeper's box.
Yeah, I feel like aside from that one. That first goal in that Wednesday game, I think Freddy has played pretty good, pretty solid.
The Vancouver game, which we kind of forget about, felt like the first one Freddy won for us, right? He hasn't had to win games yet, which is great. I'd prefer if he never had to win a game for us. But that one, it felt like he kind of won it for us. I was thinking about, we're playing all our games, obviously, in the North Division, named after some bank. When you get to the playoffs, eventually you're going to play teams you haven't played one game against.
Yeah.
And it's all weird. Video.
Right. And then because of the COVID postponements, is the Northern Division going to finish their games and then have a 3-week wait while the other divisions play catch up on games, postponed, rescheduled games?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Or else they're playing 5 or 6 a night, later on, and then they're going to be exhausted when they come to the playoffs. I can't quite figure out the dynamics yet.
I think the catch-up stuff for the teams that have been postponed is supposed to be quite compressed, 5 games in 7 nights or something.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if we do win the cup, there will be that 7 asterisks beside it. Just saying technically those guys had to play COVID makeup games. It was only 56 games. And it was this.
You win the cup, you don't get it for 6 days.
Yeah. Or 2-week quarantine on it.
Sorry, we left it in the States.
We've got 3 games against Ottawa.
We should play the Marlies for one of those games. Just so that we can get some rest.
I thought it was just so we could really just stick it in the eye of Ottawa.
Yeah, how you put your backup goalie in? Let's just put the whole backup team in.
The entire taxi squad. There you go.
Yeah.
Taxi.
That's the plan. The Marlies are starting up again too, right?
Mhm.
That's going to start up in,
Yes.
not too long.
Yeah.
And they're going to.
Robertson and Sandine are both officially down in the AHL
Moved
now.
down.
Yep.
Good.
With mentioning that schedule, Kirk, it might be time for the new segment interjection.
You guys are going to like this. We got to know this guy actually as a result of a friend of ours. Shout out to Mark Montefiore for inspiring this particular segment.
The tension, the build-up is, I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Leafs Power Dump Podcast, the Blue Rascal.
I am the Blue Rascal. I am here to do the predictions of the week. We've got 4 games coming up, 3 against the Senators, 1 against the Habs. The Blue Rascal predicts 3 wins, 1 loss. There might be 1 win in an overtime, and I'm predicting a hat trick by somebody on the team. I'm not saying Matthews, but maybe Matthews. And a shutout by Freddy. This has been the Blue Rascal!
I got tears a little bit. Oh, man, that was funny.
I mean, it wasn't me. I don't know who that guy was. He's just crazy.
Yeah. National Hockey Day. That was
Oh, yeah.
yesterday.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Saw Ron McLean out there on the rink
Yeah.
for the entire broadcast, freezing his butt off.
Lots going on this week, though. It was 4 games. That's
Yeah,
that's
can't
fun.
wait.
I know.
That's going to be fun. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Ottawa, and then Montreal on Saturday.
3 days of Connor Brown.
Oh, we're going to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are we though?
Not really, but it's kind of
Luckily,
like,
not
hey,
much.
like
We're not
maybe
gonna
they're
pay
going to
much.
showcase him for us. That might be it.
VC Connor Brown. VC
Yeah.
Connor Brown.
Yeah.
That's
I'm telling you, man. Exactly. We can
Ooh.
rewind the tape and go back to where I said maybe this is a guy we might bring back around.
Connor Brown.
wow.
I think I'd love to have Connor Brown back.
And I think the team feels that way too. It'd be great to just flip the record, play that song again.
I thought that because he re-signed this summer with Ottawa, I thought that this year that the Leafs were going to see if they could sign him. Like I would have that pickup over VC would have been a much better setup. I think.
You've been listening to the Leafs Power Dump.
Buy our merch.
Subscribe,
Coming soon.
like, tell your friends, and soon merch. Maybe before next episode, merch.
More guests, more fun, more predictions next week.
Yes.
Less Habs. Yeah.
Leafs Power Dump Podcast is Kirk Comrie, Chad Maker, Paul Zimick, and John Galway. Copyright 2021 Firewallet Productions.